Now, the 14th race of the 2025 Formula One season was the Hungarian Grand Prix. And at the Hungarian Grand Prix, the qualifying classification, it was Charles Leclerc who put it on pole position for the Ferrari, and that was really surprising. Their first pole position of the season. So in second position, you had Oscar Piastri, and then in third, starting, you had Lando Norris. Looking at their qualifying positions as well, Max Verstappen was in 8th position, so that wasn't a good starting position for him. Okay, moving on to the race, you had Charles Leclerc on pole position. He kept the lead from pole position, and Piastri in second position pitted early on lap 18. Okay, him pitting early, so he went for the two-stop. So Leclerc kept the lead, and Lando Norris extended his strategy. So Lando Norris pitted on lap 32 for a one-stopper. So because Lando was not in the race battle in the early laps, McLaren allowed him to change his strategy and, pit late for one stopper, which was really against the rules of the papaya rules. But, Lando was allowed to do it. And towards the end of the race, so after Lando pitted, he was in the lead. And then when Oscar pitted for the second time, he dropped further back. So he had to catch up, and him catching up, he had to catch up and try to win the race, and he struggled a little bit, to overtake Lando towards the end, but he was really, really close. And in the end, Lando Norris won the Hungarian Grand Prix by 0.698 seconds. And Oscar Piastri was in second position. He was really, really close. If there was maybe one or two more laps, he would have been able to overtake, but it just wasn't enough laps after 70 laps. And in third position, it was George Russell. And in fourth position was Charles Leclerc. And Max Verstappen ended up finishing in ninth position to score 2 points. So that was a really, really disappointing race for him, considering that the two McLarens had a 1-2 finish. And that means he would have lost a lot of points to the McLarens. So in the end, the championship standings was Oscar Piastri had 284 points. Lando Norris had 275 points, and Max Verstappen had 187 points. So Oscar Piastri was, only 9 points ahead of Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen was in a distant third, where he was 97 points down. So that was not really, really good for him. And, so after this race was the Dutch Grand Prix. So they were going into the summer break, and the next race was the Dutch Grand Prix.